Morning, morning. Welcome to Oregon. Good to see you, Clint.
You too, sir. How are you?
Katie, how are you?
Good, Daryl. How are you, honey?
Great to see you. I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
I'm a fourth generation butcher. Family's been doing it in the area for 90 years. We kind of specialize in sourcing what we feel are the best quality products just to deliver a great eating experience for our customers.
We're here at Fort Klamath Ranch, located on the Wood River Valley in the south central portion.
Daryl's American Wagyu is definitely the best American Wagyu around.
And we just want to see where it came from and where the products that we proudly serve in our cases start.
Our relationship with Butcher Boy dates back to Clint's dad, Ken Jolly. I went in and knocked on the door and said, Ken, you got a few minutes? I'd like to tell you about our Wagyu beef. He and I went and had a cup of coffee, and that was the beginning of what's now been over 6 years, where we've provided them an animal, you know, on a regular basis, 3 to 4 to 5 weeks, year round. They've been our longest and best customer without question. You know, what you don't want to do is spend 2.5 years raising an animal and have it go someplace where the meat is not appreciated and the customers don't appreciate it. And you have all of that at Butcher Boy. Yeah, so Clint, this is where we get our grain in our silos. We bring this in. It's a special mix that's made specifically for Wagyu. It's made up of primarily corn, but has also wheat, barley, and oats in it. Also mixed in with a bit of molasses, which the cattle really like.
Candy.
Yep. Yeah. And that optimizes both the calorie intake. It removes the component of a grass-fed taste.
Okay.
So that it's all dry grains and dry straw, and that just brings out the marbling and it tastes perfect.
Gotcha.
The Wagyu beef are native to Japan. Primarily for millennia, they were used as oxen to pull loads. A lot of the bulls were brought over live from Japan, starting in the 60s and 70s. But in the mid 70s, the Japanese realized that this was a national treasure. That Wagyu beef was unique to their country. It was valuable. And so they prohibited the export of further live animals. This is the area where our females are brought, bring them into this particular area. One, because there's no pine trees, as you see. You know, pine trees are not good for female cattle. On the far end of this particular pasture, they have access to the spring-fed stream. And so you can see we've got a couple of calves here. These calves are less than a month old, and we'll be moving them to summer pastures here within the next week or so.
Because there's the full-blood purebreds, F1, F2s, right?
There is. The term Wagyu is broadly used and maybe misused. From a standard standpoint by the American Wagyu Association, if it's 100%, it's a full-blood. If it's 93 to 99%, it's a purebred. And below that, you have other classifications down to a 50-50, which is a lot of what most of the Wagyu cuts that you find commercially on the market, they're from 50-50 animals or F1. So the American Wagyu Association, of which we're a member, we have to submit blood samples from every calf to confirm the record of their parents. And with that, each one of our calves can be traced all the way back to its origins in Japan. After the calves have been born and they're a week or so old and they're up and getting around really well, we bring them here. You can see there's a lot of grass, there's a lot of water, and the typical calf, which is born weighing, say, 60 pounds, by the time we get to October, November, where we have the roundup, those calves are weighing 350 to 400 pounds.
All off of natural grass.
All off of natural grass.
The similarities that this has to Japan, where the cattle come from, really amaze me. It's not that large commercial operation. It's not acres and acres and square miles of cows roaming around. They're just right where they need to be to get everything they need to have a great life. And being able to see from that bloodline to the crystal clear water that they drink, to grazing, the feed process, it really shows how much effort goes into creating something that stands apart, because you hear Wagyu thrown around a lot these days.
She's gonna do the honors. Katie's gonna do the honors. So this particular calf lost her mom after about 5 days due to complications from birth. And so we get a chance to baby feed, which we don't get that. This is really the first one since we've been in raising Wagyu cattle. This fall, when she's a little bigger, she'll go through the roundup and we'll get her blood samples, and the DNA from her blood will be checked with her mother and the sire, which we believe is Maury. who's right there. Deuce here will get her own registration papers, and we'll know from that she'll become part of the permanent record of the animals that are born here at Fort Klamath. We're unique in that we have everything here. You know, the bulls are here, the cows are here. So we have the water, we have the weather, which is, similar to Japan. That in combination with just the environment and the care that we provide is what really contributes to very high quality Wagyu products.
You know, our customers always want to know where stuff comes from. And I think coming out here, telling that story is just bringing it one step closer to the customer so they know they're getting the product they want, they're getting a product they like, and a product that we can be proud to serve.
Coming out here also helps me remember that butchers and ranchers are kind of coexist, right? The more relationships we can build in the industry between that, the better the industry is as a whole.
The quality of the meat is a function of living a healthy and stress-free life. For example, we don't brand our animals. A brand is a burn. It causes a pain. The animal remembers it. It creates distrust in the people that are raising it. So after the cattle have reached a certain age, meaning that 28 to 30 month range, and they've been on grain for nearly a year, we pick them up one at a time and in a small horse trailer, and we take them to the nearby Japanese-owned facility with the care that only the Japanese know when it comes to processing Wagyu. The animals are harvested, they're aged, and then we pick them up and bring them to Butcher Boy.
Can't wait to taste it.
That was the steer. It will be delivered to Butcher Boy next Thursday.
Once we get the beef in quarters, we break it down into what we would call primal cuts, and then the retail cuts, we mix it up depending on the seasons because people cook different dishes.
Because they are harvested at a Japanese facility, the Japanese are also very cognizant of what it takes to have a quality end product in the handling right up to the point of harvest. So they go into a covered area inside of a building, air conditioned, and the animals have overnight to calm down, and then one at a time they're let in, for the processing, which is very humanely done. The company that owns it has their own Wagyu herds, and because ours are registered Wagyu and they've seen that confirmation, we get to participate and have our animals go there.
The carbon footprint and all the other benefits of cows are born here, raised here, processed, move 35 miles, that's the extent of their life.
That's it.
And then just 250 miles away to our shop.
That's correct. Yeah, it's really kind of the optimum that you could hope to achieve. There's no other Wagyu producer that I know that has access to the Japanese who are the experts in this particular area. Okay, Richie, you're all set to go. You head to town and get back because we have Wagyu burgers for dinner tonight. It's great having friends up and getting the chance to show them this place, and I think they clearly can appreciate now where their animals are coming from.
Sharing that with our customers will definitely be a big help. Specifically meat, specifically, an animal that was raised for human consumption, to know that the love and the care behind it was there. I think people are really going to enjoy that.
I think one of the coolest things about food is the ability to share it with folks and make some really deep connections, tell stories around the dinner table. And it's even extra special when you're talking to the people that have raised the animal and eating some Wagyu burgers right on the deck as the animals are, 100 yards away. Kind of brings it all together full circle.
I think coming out here and sharing a meal with Daryl of a Wagyu cow that I personally cut up and help wrap and send back to him just so he can enjoy for himself, and for him to share that with us as an experience, but for him to share this whole beautiful property and what he does, what he loves to do, is just a privilege. It was amazing.
We had the Wagyu burgers, which were raised here, processed by Ken. We brought them back up here. We barbecued them up just right. And personally, I thought they were amazing. So it's really unique. It's a pleasure to have them here and to be able to really tell the public of what a great group it is that we get the privilege of working with at Butcher Boy. And we love having them here as a guest.